like we should have everybody here and ready to roll. So everyone, it's Rime and the Frostmaiden. It is session 4 for a point of DM inspiration. Who would like to give us a recap of our previous session?
I'm at 2 out of 3. If anyone's got less than me, want to go?
I'll go for it. Let me
I
just.
am also at 2 out of 3.
Yep. I think I'll go for it this time.
Do it!
All right. Lotus opens up her notebook, effortlessly flipping back. It says, "Well, we were traveling on the road to Bryn Shander, and on our travels, we had encountered what appeared to be strange glowing eyes in the foggy distance, and as we carefully and cautiously closed the distance, we saw a rather strange array of local wildlife there. Gaiman, assuming something wasn't quite right, managed to sneak off the road and get behind them when these strange creatures started talking to us and asking about someone called the Midwinter Child, which puzzled me greatly because we had no children in our presence, but they clarified they were talking about Akia. And Akia said that they had no interest in following them, and Gaiman ended up taking them by surprise and furthering made sure to exacerbate the point that Akia would be staying with us. And they went off on their way, though they made sure to know that this wouldn't be the last time we saw them. We continued cautiously making our way to Bryn Shander, and when we did, we were greeted by the guard, who, for some reason, decided that they wanted to be my mother and matchmaker and tell me that the sheriff is now single. Not sure. I did make note of that for later. And several of us went off to complete our own errands. I went to go pick up some more things for my hand-rolled cigarettes. Alicia, Akia, and Gaiman all went to local church, and Raylan went to do some shopping of her own. Eventually, we did meet back up at the local tavern. Finally, going to see our to see the one who had originally brought us all together. Apparently, they were looking for. They gave us this special lantern, which supposedly lights up in the presence of elemental creatures. And yes, Miss Greysteel had given us this and tasked us with finding some of these creatures for her, so that she could hopefully use them to investigate some way to hopefully end the seemingly long and potentially never-ending winter covering the region. After that, I did ask Raylan if she had seen a creature that I had sketched in my notebook. A creature with a strange squid-like head that she called an Illithid, which was the first time I'd heard that term used. I'd known them by a different term. After going over that and explaining that I have came to this region through forceful means by these things, where I'd been kidnapped from my own home, and in their flying ship that had crashed, I'd managed to get away from them. Some trappers had found me before the cold had taken me, thankfully, and brought me here to Bryn Shander. I had thanked Raylan and the others for letting me confide this with them. While Gaiman was being drunk and somewhat disorderly when one of the leaders of the Church of Auril came in, by the name of Sybil, yes, and had challenged him to an arm wrestling match. They had both won in a best-of-3 contest. However, before the final winner could be decided, the table broke, and it had apparently been decided a draw. We then had decided to, in the morning, make our way to split up the party somewhat. Gaiman and Alicia going to investigate this pop-up market that's just on the outskirts of town. And Raylan, myself, and Akia going to the library to hopefully see what we might be able to find out to help us in finding these creatures. As we approached the library, we saw that it had been boarded up and there was this strange pit outside. To our horror, we discovered there were several books in the pit that had been long since covered over in Rime frost, and Akia, being the brave soul that they were, dove in, grabbed some, and then used their tools to try to excavate the rime off of them, to unfortunately no avail. And that's where we left off.
That was an excellent and succinct recap. Please take a point of DM inspiration.
I have one question. I thought elephants only had the one stock thingy. You said these things had 4, right? So how is that an elephant?
I think the term is elephant. Not elephant.
Right. Well, I said
Not
elephant.
Elephant.
It's interesting because in my time with them, at least from what I could gather, from what I could understand from them, they called them. I was used to calling them mind flayers. Interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Now that we have covered our recap, it's time for us to ask our fact inspiration question, because we might need a point of DM inspiration this session. Our DM inspiration question for tonight: what is one thing your character has changed their mind about? Let's start with Raylan. Raylan, since the start of the campaign, what is one thing that you have changed your mind about?
I think they're muted.
If you are muted, we can't hear you.
Yes, sorry. One thing Raylan has changed their minds about: the craftiness of humans. I long thought that they were a inferior race, but their short lives lead them to be craftier than usual and unusually ruthless. So I have underestimated them in the past, but no more.
Absolutely. You have seen what these humans in Tin Towns have committed themselves to. Please take a point of factspiration. Akia 13. What is one thing that they have changed their mind about?
I'd say the value of being social. Not since they started the journey, but just since just the past 2 years or so living in Tin Towns. They're like, what's the point to? Oh, okay, there's value in this in society and interacting with society, that sort of stuff.
I think that's the main thing that they've changed their mind about.
Excellent. Well, hopefully we can continue to build up our individual character values through the game and grow and see where we all end up. You have earned yourself a point of Faxpiration. The Lotus, what have you changed your mind about since the campaign has begun?
I would say probably the biggest thing she changed her mind about would be her feelings about the weather in her hometown, because she thought the weathers there were bad before she came here, but now she's like, I am never complaining about winter back home ever again.
Absolutely. After 2 years of winter, maybe winter here in the States, not so bad. Lotus, you have earned yourself a Faxpiration. Alicia, what is something that you have changed your mind about since the campaign has begun?
I'm just laughing to myself because that was kind of my answer too. They didn't appreciate the change of season as much back in the day until you're stuck with one season the whole damn time. So yeah. Also, being someone whose faith is pretty much all about light, this has been a very stark change for her. So having to adapt to that has been a struggle, so to speak.
Absolutely. Without the Morning Lord showing their presence every morning can be a little bit of a hassle, a little bit of a maybe testing of faith for those who are pledged to his light.
That's correct. So it's why they were initially skeptical. Miss Greysteel came up with the theory of being able to convert things back. But if it works, all the more better.
And hopefully, through Salune and Lathander's power, we can make it so. You have earned yourself a Faxpiration point. Last but not least, Game in the Glaive. What is something that they have changed their mind about?
Not much has been strong enough to change how I view the world, I must say, but traveling with companions isn't quite as bad as I thought. Normally, I get along by myself, keep it to myself. Generally, don't get along well with others, but some folks aren't so bad if you give them a chance. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're all coming to become better acquainted, and through that, becoming more and more of a party. You have earned yourself your Faxpiration, and now that we're all charged up with Faxpiration, with DM Inspiration, we're all warmed up, or we've got our role-playing muscles flexed and more, let us begin. So we are in 10 towns. The party is currently split. So where do we begin? Do we begin with the party at the library or the party that is heading towards the outdoor market?
Oh, party at the library has been role playing all week, so we could start with the market. It's fine with me.
Okay, we shall start at Torg's outdoor market outside of Bryn Shander. Let me activate the map. Of course, I have your guys' tokens all on the map so everyone can see. But for those that are not here currently, we'll just imagine that you are at the library. So, as you exit the gates of Bryn Shander, Torg's caravan is right outside of the city gates. You can see that the workers of Torg's caravan have constructed small igloos to hold valuable items in, store their foodstuffs, and potentially keep warm between sales. You see a few Icewind Dale residents here, residents of Bryn Shander. You see a few guards. You also, it is hard not to see all of the dogs that appear to be in Torg's employ. There appear to be 18 sled dogs that they have currently tied up to their sleds. At each igloo, you see two of the Torg's employees standing guard. In front of the largest supply of goods and maybe the most valuable, you see a dwarven woman, clearly wearing lots of furs because it's hella cold outside. You can tell that this woman is a warrior based on the scars that she is presenting and the large battle axe that is resting next to her. Sitting next to Torga, you see a man with brilliant blue eyes, white streaks in his hair. He is simply wearing the clothing of what you would imagine to be a southern mariner. No gloves, no hat, no coat, no thick fur-lined boots. So, party, you see all of these things flying above the igloos. You see the company standard of Torga, a golden wolf paw among a black field.
Hmm.
Is that the symbol of your house, Orf?
My house would be a Shiba Inu tucked into a tight coil, smelling its own butt.
I mean, I was trying to give you some dignity, but okay.
I know what I represent. It's like the Onion Knight. He knows what gives him strength.
Onions.
That reminds me of I've been playing a lot of Shipbreaker a few months ago. And that reminds me of the Lynx logo.
Yeah, so guys, you see all of those things. You see the people. You see the guards that are here, like looking at the items that are being presented. What do you guys do?
Raylan notices the gentleman in Southerner's clothes and says quietly, "He must be one of Auril's." Looks around for a response. Hearing none, walks a little closer just to get a better view of the events and people.
Are we not split anymore?
Oh, I put the party members who are currently at the library on the map so they could see what's going on.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so what were wait? It was me and Gaiman, right? And then okay.
I believe so.
Just trying to recap. So Orga and this dude with ours is over there. Is Michonne actually here?
And you would say he has. Oh, no. That was a missed token drop by your DM.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I mean, honestly, Alicia was also going to do the same. Kind of like look here. But not immediately go see to go walk over cards over here. And
Is there anyone that had been shopping here? Like townspeople, like milling about?
There is several ordinary citizens of Bryn Shander, and you see that there are several members of the city guard that are shopping.
Okay.
Alicia will go up to these cards. Good day.
Good day. Welcome to Torg's Outdoor Market. Looking for anything in particular?
I was more sent from the Church of the Morning Guard to look into a few. I had heard that the guards were investigating the whole ice knife killer incidents. Fortunately, we had one over Argos. Another one.
They say, shame, shame. No one knows who's next. No one knows who's committing the murders. It's a mystery and a horrifying event at the same time. And they kind of like burr together.
Grizzly. Fortunately, we came across a corpse of one of the noble figures of this with a dagger in his chest. Leads came to here, and I was wondering if you guards had any info.
They look to one another. Sounds like a big loss. Another rich member of the aristocracy fallen to the ice knife killer. Maybe the lottery isn't as rigged as we all think it is.
Well, if that's true, it'd be interesting to say the least. If you all aren't don't mind if we could look around. I also may want to buy something.
Please, we have cut wood, flint and tinder, flasks of oil, blankets, furs, rations, wine, ale, medicine, vermin poison. Just about anything can be found at Torg's Outdoor Market.
Do I get the impression that these guards seem to be more of like security hired by this Torg lady or Torga than actual guards for the city as a whole? It seems like they're more like private security.
Yeah, you when you see these guys that are standing in front of the igloos, you might not have noticed from far away, but as you come up closer, all over their leather armor that they appear to be wearing has that same wolf paw insignia branded on its chest. These are definitely Torg.
Excuse me, drink went down wrong. I'm good. Alicia will make that mental note and will continue walking after Gabe. See what he's up to. Excuse me while I cough out my lung.
You're excused.
Hello, grandmother. So what's the deal with this marketplace and these tough-looking types?
It's Torg's Outdoor Market. She always has things I can't find in Bryn Shander. It's like she's a miracle worker.
Oh, like essentials.
She looks to you and she says, well, it's the only place that has crystal.
Come again?
She says, are you cool?
Yeah, because I'm outside. You're always cool when you're outside. Downright frosty.
She looks at you and she's going to make an insight check to see if you're cool.
Okay, he doesn't get it.
Okay, she thinks you're cool. She says, "No, you know, hag crystal."
Hag crystal.
She nods. She's like, "Yeah, it's this substance. You can't find it in the towns. You got to find a special place to buy it." And as she gets a little closer, it's dark out here. She's wearing her hood. She kind of pulled her hood back. You notice that her skin is very gaunt. Her cheeks sunken and hollow. Her eyes yellow. And as she smiles, you see that she's not have many teeth, and the ones that she does have are kind of blackened out.
So, what does hag crystal do? Is it like candy? Is it sweet?
She laughs. The sweetest candy you'll ever have, and it'll make you feel really good. Do you want a bump?
I'm gonna roll a wisdom check to see if Gaiman's parents ever had a talk with him, or if he ever saw an after-school special.
Sure. About the dangers of hag crystal.
Yes. No, he did not.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh well, I love candy. If it's like rock candy, I love sweets. How do I take it, grandmother?
She says, "Hold on." And Alicia, are you busy looking at these guards? Are you paying close attention to what Gaiman is doing?
I am
with
going
this
to
old woman?
say that this conversation is taking place during my conversation, and it probably won't. Whatever happens here, it will be when Alicia is walking towards Gaiman to the regroup with him.
So she slightly pulls back her glove, and she takes out a small vial, and she uncorks it, and she puts out a line of blue-ish dust on her wrist, and she says, "Here, just kind of snort it off my wrist here."
Wait, you snort it. You don't eat it.
Says, I guess you could eat it, but it's best if you snort it. But you do you.
Well, you said it was like candy, and you put candy in your mouth. You don't put it up your nose. You put candy up your nose, it gets stuck.
Okay, it's your party.
No. Is it like candy, or is it something different? You said it was sweet. It was the best candy ever. I'm confused.
She looks at you confused, and she says, "Oh, I was speaking metaphorically. It's drugs. It's hag crystal."
All right. So I just snort, stick it up my nose. Is what you're saying?
She nods.
All right.
All right. Can you give me this is a intelligence saving throw.
Oh God!
As you snort
Well,
this.
you have the party cleric with you, so hopefully I can help you.
As he looks at his drugs and substances table he
shit.
made for a campaign. Okay, you succeed. You do not gain the hag crystal negative effect, but you do gain its positive effect. So, Gaiman, if you'd like to roleplay how you see the world after snorting some methamphetamine, you may do so. But for the rest of this session, you essentially have another fact inspiration die. You have a d6 you can use to any skill checks. Here, I'm just going to give you a bardic here to represent that you have another one of those dice.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I can't believe he's benefiting from having done drugs. This is wrong.
I feel like everything they tell you in school is completely wrong. No, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. Don't take that advice.
Don't do drugs, kids.
If you would have failed, you would have been addicted to it.
I mean, I
Oh,
might
yeah.
still be. Who the hell knows?
It probably then would be after this occurs that Alicia is going up to gate. We'll kind of like whisper to him. I think the guards, air quotes here, under the employ of this Torgally. And looks at Gaiman's, sees the dilation in his eyes.
You sparkle. You got like this. You got this. I don't know what you call it. Glow to you. Awesome. Yeah. That's
The
awesome.
light of the morning Lord provide.
No, not that bollocks. It's you. You're glowing. Not this Darth Lord. You. Yeah.
With Alicia's passive insight and passive perception, are they able to understand that Gaiman is a little bit out of his mind?
Gaiman, would you say that you are acting differently than you've presented before?
Yes.
I would say then, Alicia, you would notice this.
Gaiman, you're tall. Bend down. Look me in the eyes.
Oh, all right. You gonna smack me?
I'm not going to smack you. Hold on a moment.
Oh.
I am going to touch you, by the way. She'll kind of open his eyes a little bit, see the dilation.
Wait, no, I don't consent. Wait, no, I do. You can touch me.
Should I roll a medicine check just to understand like the effects of this drug?
Yes. As you're doing that, this woman who's standing nearby says,
Oh Jesus!
Your buddy here just had his first hit of candy. Do you want a hit?
Candy.
It feels really good, Alicia. Really good. Really good. Woo!
And he's gonna start like doing knees up.
Don't.
He's just sort of standing in place, just sort of like
You don't
jogging.
have to yell. You don't have to yell.
I'm not yelling. You're being really quiet.
Oh my. I have no idea what this thing is having an effect on you.
What? No, I'm snorting some blue dust up my nose. It feels great. Woo!
Miss, if you don't mind, can I? And as I see, I'm just doing circles around the campfire now.
As Gaiman is running circles, all of the guards are laughing and kind of pointing at him running in circles.
He's going to rugby slide tackle into this guy because they're laughing at him.
Yeah, he tries to get out of the way. I'm going to give him disadvantage on his dexterity saving throw.
Do you want me to roll something to oppose it?
No. I'll go after your passive athletics here, which is a 15. He immediately goes down.
Oh my.
Gaiman is going to pick him up and start like pressing him over his head, like just like deadlift and just like press up and just keep doing that.
Miss, may I ask, what was that substance you had? You said it was candy?
She says, "Oh, it was hag crystal. You might want to get your friend there before he does something too dangerous." And she go ahead.
May I have a sample of that for when we go back in the inn? I think it'd be more funnier when he's in the tavern.
She looks at you and says, "The first one's always free." And she goes to give you a sample of hag crystal.
Like in a small baggie.
Oh, it's in a small pouch.
She will give her a bow. this old lady a bow and be like, "Thank you. I think we will have quite the time tonight."
Mm-hmm. She's
Here, catch! And Gaben's going to throw the personal guard into the simplistic guard. Not in a malicious way, but sort of like underhanded softball kind of. Well, not like literal softball, but like underhanded kind of like toss.
Yeah, the guards are kind of laughing at the tomfoolery happening, and as this is all happening, the blue-eyed man approaches and says, "Get back to work. Torga doesn't hire you all to be jesters. We have wares to sell." And the guards kind of like stand up and all kind of stop laughing and and kind of stand at attention and get back to their posts.
Sorry if we were disturbing your your business. My friend was just having a bit of fun.
That's all right. You all are customers. My name is Sefik Caltro. And I'll pop his art up again. Is there something I can help you find?
Yes. I believe one of the guards had mentioned that they had medicine. I was looking to purchase traveling. Would you be able to assist us in this?
He nods. Of course. We have just about anything you can find here at Torgas.
Wonderful. Gaiman, are you better? Still feel good? I will take that odd silence as a yes. Yes, please. If you have medicine, some.
He nods. Well, please come to the table. And he will lead you back to the table. And he nods to his employer, Torga Icewind. She turns and says, I couldn't help but overhear you're looking for medicine.
Yes. It's, always dangerous when traveling between different settlements and towns. There's no way you have to treat some things.
Is anything in particular you're needing, or?
For mechanical purposes, just looking for a healer.
Okay, yeah, she can sell you a healer's kit, no problem. And those are only 5 GP. But she looks at you and says, It looks that... Wait, I recognize you. You're the Thane of Targos, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Alicia?
A simple medicine kit won't do. Here. And she whispers into Sethik, and he runs into this igloo, and he comes back with a sleek black box. And she says, these are some of the finest medicinal herbs and most carefully made bandages that you could find in all of Tin Towns. I would be willing to sell it to you for, I think, a very good price. 12 gold.
I think, unfortunately, that may be a bit rich for my blood.
Maybe another time, then. We'll be in Bryn Shander for another day and a half, and then we'll be moving on. We only spend about 2 days in each town before we find a new place to go.
Ah. Well, seems, well, you all have a big group, so I guess it isn't so much of a problem. Unfortunately, there's been, some more incidents around 10 towns that can never be too. I guess with a group as big as you don't have to.
You're talking about the ice knife killer?
Unfortunately, yes.
Terrible business, that is. All those well-to-do people getting the ice, she says, poking at her chest.
Ah, that was... Sorry, that was... You were making a joke. Yes, unfortunately, the ice, say.
Yeah. I've heard rumors around the 10 towns that the places they do these humanoid sacrifices, well, it might be rigged, but if there's a killer out there, maybe the rigging isn't so sure. And she laughs.
That is true. A lot of people do have suspicions on the election system for the sacrifice. Hopefully the Church of Auril is keeping this truly random and not showing favoritism in any direction. But as I said, I don't know. The ice knife killer seems to be going after the mercantile people working. It does seem a bit odd, but as I said before, your group is quite large. Seems you all are doing quite well, so I don't think you have anything.
I hope not. My business is doing pretty well, and I would hate for it to get snuffed out.
Well, that healer's kit, if you don't mind.
He nods, and we'll bring you a normal
And that
healer's
was 1
kit.
gold.
I believe it's 5.
Alright, I will add that to my...
So,
and yeah, unless Gaiman is else, I guess she's just kind of or him. Yep.
You guys hear me?
yep.
I don't know what the hell just happened. I don't know if my internet shit the bed totally or because I'm
Oh, you're cutting out.
I'm on my phone right now.
Ah. Yeah.
Sorry, is
A
this
little bit
better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So last I knew, I was running around, and then it ran up to shake the hand of the blue-eyed guy, and then I realized that I wasn't in the chat anymore.
Okay, that's
What
where
did
we
I
cut
miss?
off. We didn't realize. I think you ran up, and then it cut you off there. So I don't think we heard about you shaking his hand like that.
Okay, well, Gaiman had extended his hand in an uncharacteristic, gregarious act of friendship, and I guess fate has a sense of humor because it cut me off there.
So yeah, we play out that scene, and Sefik extends his hand to you, and as you shake his hand, it feels cold to the touch, as if you were putting your hand onto the bark of a tree in the dead of winter. As you stare into his eyes, it's as if you are looking into the waters of Loch Dineshire. His clothing, as described, is the clothing of a southern mariner. His grip, you feel that he is incredibly strong. A life spent either in exercise or doing hard labor.
With Alicia being there, at the tavern, Sybil, she had frostbite on her arm, right? That was kind of exhibiting the cold nature of it.
Yep, her arms were completely frostbitten. Her teeth were blacked out.
Looking at this man when he's shaking Gaiman's, does any of that seem similar? If he's kind of exhibiting these same, well, he's not exhibiting like the frostbite and all that stuff, but like that same like coldness.
He is. I would say no. He is got this olive complexion to his skin. His hair has been kind of perfectly combed back into a ponytail. He is exhumed the presence of a foreman directing all of the guards here at Torgs. You just notice those weird idiosyncrasies about him.
It's kind of OOC. Kind of sounds like he either has a very high constitution score or he's a construct of some sort.
An ice terminator. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, you guys can see underneath his southern mariner's clothes, his defined muscles are basically kind of bulging out against the fabric of his shirt and pants. If I could make a description here, it's as if Gaston put on
That's
a
exactly
pirate
what
outfit.
I was thinking. Okay. All right. I guess that's all I have here. I guess Gaiman, unless you have anything else, I'm pretty much done here. Oh, he's muted.
Right. Well, it sounds like you guys are done here. The people continue to shop, and you guys are able to kind of fade into the background as we go to the group near the library. So this is kind of happening simultaneously in the time sphere. So our group that's at the library, which I assume would be Lotus and Raylan and Akia, is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so we are outside the library, so let me take us to the Bryn Shander map. Right, so you guys are outside the library and you have seen the effects. The doors are boarded over. There's that large kind of lake of floating books, scrolls, and tablets. What is your plan? What do you do?
Just to get a good idea of this, is it like a large enough pit to hold like? How big is this library? Is it like a tiny, or is it like huge, or somewhere in between?
Bryn Shander of itself is a city of only 1,200 people. So this is a very small library.
Okay.
So this is not a ancient library of Constantinople type of deal. This is a, we'll say, 10-foot wide by 10-foot deep hole that they've dug, that they've put this cache of books, scrolls, and tablets into.
All right.
After having seen you attempt to salvage the books, Lotus would get this wide-eyed look of almost fear on her face, and she would ask, Akia, while you were down there, did you see anything besides books?
Should I make a perception check, DM?
Yeah, you can give me a check to see if you noticed anything else besides books.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so you saw the books, you saw the scrolls, you saw the tablets. You did not see any frozen bodies of animals or any people, anything like that. You may have saw some debris, like wood, pieces of building, but you did not see anything crazy.
I'll pass that on.
Hearing that, Lotus will very much visibly relax and say, good. At least we can be sure that the librarian is still alive.
Can anybody hear me?
Yep,
A little bit.
I can hear you.
Yep.
A little bit. Is it bad or
It's not bad.
okay? So my internet has officially shat the bed, so there's no way I'm getting on Foundry. There's just too much winter bad weather up here. I'm on data right now, just be on Discord.
Hey,
Well,
I'm on my phone right now.
the other team that's at the library is just investigating that right now, so you're not
Okay.
missing anything on Foundry. We're just on the
Okay.
map.
I just wanted to get back into contact with you guys. I'm very, very sorry
That's all
about this.
good.
This is not ideal.
Yeah. Cold weather. There's expectations. This shit's gonna happen.
All we've done so
know.
far
Yeah.
is
No sucks.
yeah. We just investigated these books, investigated the pit, sort of thing. Not really seeing anything other than rhyme covered books and tomes.
All right. Well, I'm here. You guys do your thing. Let me know when we're ready to switch back.
Sounds good.
All right. I think Lotus wanted to investigate the library directly.
Well, the thing is, it's we can see it's boarded up, and I don't want to risk causing any further damage. So I figure if we could find the librarian, maybe he can help us find a way in and we can see if maybe he might have been able to save anything from, well, the pit.
All right. DM, just so you know, I have detect magic up for the next 10 minutes.
Hey, perfect.
And I guess we're looking at the library, see if we can find the librarian.
Okay.
Not currently breaking in at the time.
Love how you put that disclaimer.
For now.
Now, Lotus, would you have ever walked librarian Watto home? Would you guys have ever discussed where he lives in Bryn Shander? Would that have ever became a topic?
Well, I imagine probably while Akia is working their magic, I would have revealed to them and Raylan that, well, I met the librarian shortly after I had come back to health after getting here. I always find that the library is always a good place to find information, especially historical information about a place you haven't been to before. So I came here and I met the librarian, a rather nice tabaxi gentleman who goes by the name of Master Watto. And, he gave me a few good, knowledgeable books that had some really good, interesting information about the region, its origins, religion, all those good things. And He was always a good gentleman. He always escorted me back to my room at the North Look whenever he had to close for the night. And I never really learned too much about him personally. He just really takes his job as a librarian very seriously. Apparently, he's the only one here, and he apparently wants to become a Grandmaster librarian one day.
It is a very small library to be a Grand Master.
I believe the idea is that he would start here and eventually work his way up to a much larger library.
They have larger libraries?
Somewhere. I'm not sure if they would be anywhere around here.
You can see the disappointment on Akia's face.
I was gonna say, was that emotion that we heard in the Kia?
Yes, it was.
I would say after revealing that, Lotus would very carefully start looking around the library grounds, maybe seeing if there was like any footprints or tracks or anything else, anything of the like.
I will aid in that investigation.
You would know that librarian Master Watto has a room that he stays at. He doesn't actually have a like a home or an apartment or anything like that. He has a room at a tavern in Bryn Shander known as the Bouncy Goat Pub.
Alright. I would imagine that would probably be a good place to check, but we should be careful that about the possibility that the members of the Church of Auril may be looking for him there as well. So we should keep on our guard for them.
That and the bouncing goats. I just want to go on record and say I love that name.
Same.
Is that the random name generator at work again?
It is, and it is now a tavern that will be forever in all of my D&D games. The Bouncy Goat.
All right. Well, it sounds like there's nothing here
Yeah,
really to see,
there's
so we
just-
should head to the Bouncing Goat. Lotus?
Bouncy
Yeah.
goat, not bouncing, bouncy.
Bouncy Goat.
Well, unless any of you feel there's anything else gained from that, she says as she looks over at the pit.
Are the books and scrolls and such in the pit? Are they like destroyed? Are they covered in dirt? Are they burnt? Like what condition?
Well, I got some out, like physically out of the pit, and they are covered in a magic rime that will not come off.
I see. Well, best not tarry here. Maybe we can find a way to recover these later.
Like the same rime that was like on Sybil. Like if you grab a hold of these books, it might try and climb you.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. Well.
All right. I guess we make our way to the Bouncy Goat.
Yep. I'm good. I'm good for heading
All
there.
right. We make our way to the Bouncy Goat.
Hey,
And I guess my thing wears off.
Your detect magic.
Yeah.
All right. The Bouncy Goat is more of a raucous affair than the Northlook Inn or many of the other pubs in the city of Bryn Shander. So, as you arrive, the music definitely needs to change.
Just before we had split off, did we ever say that where we were going to regroup?
I believe, like before, we said we were going to regroup at the Northlook.
Yes. Is the bouncy goat well known, or is it like a hole in the wall?
It is
Kind of a shady place.
It's very shady. It's like the spearmint rhino of Bryn Shander.
Damn.
Oh, it's that kind of establishment, huh?
So, is there a cover, or is it free tonight?
There is never a cover at the Bouncy Goat because they know they want to attract as many people as they can with the competition that is in Bryn Shander. If you start charging people a copper piece or a silver piece to get in, you might as well just board up your doors. So you would hear a bard's fingers tickling a sweet sound coming from inside.
Raylan somewhat begrudgingly pushes the door open and walks in.
There's an intense stench inside of body odor from the unwashed masses of Bryn Shander. The floor is quite sticky as you walk through, as it appears that no one has taken time to wash the ale or the mead, as the bard that is working near the fireplace is strumming their instrument quite loudly. You guys do see Lotus sees a familiar face as they walk through, as they see Librarian Watto, and we're going to put the Bouncy Goat down here near the stables. Oh, I don't know why it does this. Whenever I drop an NPC down onto the map, it like scales down to 0.2 of their normal size.
Lotus will see him, and you'll see her facial expression definitely perks up, but takes a moment, takes a deep breath, relaxes herself, says, all right. And she does her best to very calmly walk towards him, but, you know, you can very easily tell that she's trying to hold back something.
Akia's way too distracted by the sticky floor to notice anything.
Like, can we get a mop in here, please?
Basically, the floor is sticky. Would be their response to like every attempted interaction.
Lotus would slowly walk forward and say, Master Watto, it's good to see you.
Well, no, is he like offended or fascinated?
Oh, Akia and the floor? Oh, deeply troubled.
Master Watto will say, "Oh, Lotus, it is good to see you. Oh man, I'm glad that you are okay."
Of course. I admit I was really worried about you. I mean, have you heard what happened to the library?
Heard. I was there. All of these cloaked figures with terrible teeth came in, threw me on my butt. The speaker was there, and as I complained to her, she just told me to accept what was happening, and that it was for the good of the town, as they destroyed the library. So they took all of the books from inside and threw it into that terrible pit. I tried to take the books out, but they were covered with this opaque frost.
Yes, it's terrible. You didn't get any of it on you, did you?
They shake their head. No, of course not. But there was a woman there with terrible black teeth and a frostbitten arm. She kept wanting me to arm wrestle her. How undignified.
What a waste.
Indeed.
The floor is sticky.
Yes, it's unfortunately enough on a librarian's salary, the one place I can afford to rent a room.
I mean, it's not too bad. It has its own sort of charm, but it's all right. The important thing is that you're okay. It's unfortunate the knowledge that was lost here, but there will be other libraries. But how are you doing? Not just physically, but emotionally. I'm sure this must be taking quite the toll on you.
You got that right. I had a profession, one that I loved. Taking care of the books, taking care of the scrolls, tending to people that come in to seek knowledge or even just to read a history. Now, who am I going to tell the tales of Driz Do'Urden to?
Well, I'm sure there are some out there who will listen. There's always people willing to listen to stories. In my old home, I had a profession of writing stories myself of a sort.
I tried to stop that woman. She said the only thing the sub-10 towns needed to do was listen to the commands of the Frostmaiden, Lady Frostkiss, and just follow their command. It shakes me to my bones. I'm scared. I'm terrified of what's to happen next.
He'll reach a hand out slowly towards his.
Master Watto, the librarian, will reach theirs out to hold your hand and comfort, because it's clear that they're scared of the darkness that is to come, not just from the absence of light, but the absence of hope that is spreading in Tin Towns.
She'll very gently hold his hand into his eyes and say, Master Watto, you did what you could. You're only one person. You were very brave to stand up as you could. But that is part of the reason why we're here. We're here to hopefully try to find a way to stop all of this. But allow me to introduce you. I mean, I do wish it was under better circumstances. Akia, please, and Lotus will motion you over.
Akia will move forward.
Oh, hello. My name is Watto, and you are?
I am Akia number 13. It is a pleasure to meet you, Watto.
Akia 13? Are you... Excuse me if I am wrong, but are you the Thane of Goodmead?
That is correct.
And excuse me if I sound like a gossip, but I heard a rumor about you, and I have to know if it's true.
Akia just tilts their head to the side, sort of awaiting the question.
It's said that wherever you go, that if you listen closely, you can hear a humming coming from within you. Do you have a beehive within your chest?
I believe they are all back in Goodmead, but I will double check.
Does Akia just open their chest cavity in front of everyone at the bar?
No, they will wait till they're in private. They have a sense of they do have a sense of privacy.
Yeah. They say, well, I'm sorry to sound like such a gossip, but of course, my curiosity got the better of me.
And this is one of the other Thanes. This is Raylan.
Yes. And I look around the bar, kind of judgy, like.
You definitely see two ice or 10-towners, like deep in their cups, and they have kind of pushed the table aside and are like doing that gross thing where the backs of their chairs are touching and they're like hugging over the chairs and kind of making out.
Yeah, I look at them in disgust and then look away and just look around the rest of the room and look kind of half inquisitively, half judgy at the librarian, as if to say, really?
He looks at you embarrassed and says, all I could afford. And as I'm sure, as we all know, we all have our reasons for being in Icewind Dale. It's a place where all rogues and people from all walks of life are welcome.
Yes, even those with no class, it seems.
You guys hear the wet smacks of lips hit one another.
Is there a more private room that doesn't involve gyrating in here?
Master Wanto will nod. Yes, of course. And he will walk up to the bartender. And you see a small amount of coinage passes to the bartender. And Master Watto nods. And the door opens, signifying that you guys can go into the private room.
The champagne room.
Yes, the champagne room at the Bouncy Goat.
No sex in the champagne room.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that. I learned.
Thank you. I look at him and make direct eye contact. Just maybe a little bit staring at him a little bit too intensely to let him know of my disapproval, but gratitude that he moved us to a more a place befitting our station and away from any prying ears.
The floor in
Lotus-
here is also sticky.
Yeah, Lotus will make sure to close the door. Let's see. So, Master Watto, I did want to tell you that I have confided in the others here, the Thanes, about where I came from. And I feel that since seeing what's happened to the library, we feel you may be in danger.
We are the same thing. With the Church of Auril and the creatures that stalk the night, I do not feel safe.
Do you have any family or any other relations in the area that you may be able to take refuge with.
Oh, and everyone, I just put in a cameraman. So don't worry about the dog wearing a sombrero. I came to Icewind Dale alone. I was escaping a past that I hope to make up for one day. I'm here alone.
Notice then rubs her chin, starts thinking for a moment.
I believe the church is.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I believe the church is making a mistake. Even if they want to control and instill fear in the populace, they will make themselves look weak and scared with these actions.
Goes on and say, you are right. In my home, I have seen regimes in power do similar things before. This is a move of desperation on their part, wanting to control the information the populace has in order to further their own ends.
Master Wata will hop in and say, what is your plans to help aid the city and the towns, your thanes, after all?
We have been asked by Danica Grayseal to find some elemental creatures to help with some experiments she's doing that she thinks may help to potentially end the long winter.
What sort of elemental creatures? Like ice elementals? Or something like that?
Something like that.
Well, I've read a lot of books. Maybe I could help.
I don't believe that will be an issue. We have means of detecting these creatures, and I have studied them extensively.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll leave it to you then. I'm sure that you are in fine hands.
Yes, our two other associates, they were looking at the market outside of town. We should be meeting up with them again shortly. You should at least come with us so that you can share with them your testimony as to what happened to the library and with the church.
I will. I mean, I have nothing else to do. I'm recently unemployed and maybe a little bored of the sticky floors and the constant gyration.
Lotus, it seems that you wish to provide protection to Watto, but I do not believe that he is currently in any danger. If they wanted to kill him, they would have already done so. Also, we will be leaving this town soon. He will probably be safest if he stays here as opposed to traveling with us.
Lotus is like, yes, perhaps you're right. Still, I think it would be a good idea if at least perhaps you were to, at the very least, work with the sheriff. Perhaps he might be able to help ensure your safety, at least while we're not here, at the very least.
You know, see, maybe I could speak to Sheriff and see if he needs any bookkeeping done or anything like that.
Finding a different occupation would be the safest thing to do. However, if you desire to rise up against the church in any way, I would have a suggestion for you.
My good thing, what do you suggest?
If you do not mind making an enemy of the church, you could spread the idea that they are weakening and scared of the people rebelling against them as the heralds of Auril. And that is why they are going out of their way to suppress information. If people believe that the church is weak, or that they do not represent Auril's will, they will rebel against them, and they will not stand for the ritualistic killings any longer.
Raylan looks at IKEA and asks, "Are you trying to get him killed? I thought you just said you weren't worried about his safety."
I'm not. That's why I'm making this suggestion.
Damn.
I clearly stated that if he is not afraid of making an enemy of the church, it is still his decision.
Awkward silence ensues, and I look at the librarian.
All the talk.
Someone's breaking up.
Good.
Yeah,
I assume that's David.
yeah, it's breaking up pretty bad.
So, can you not? Hear me?
It's very roboty.
We
No?
we heard one sentence in all of that. No, you're just a bunch of garbledy-gook. We can't understand what you're saying.
Sounds like breakdance music.
It's the sound that Transformers make.
You're gonna just have to type into Discord. We can't understand a thing you're saying. It's just a bunch of noise.
I think now it's just trying to catch up.
Should I mute him for a
Oh,
second?
looks like he's muted. Oh, okay. Now there's.
Trying to be funny. But the weather got worse. Okay, so you were saying to the librarian, and the librarian responds, "I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that. I'm not a great Thane like you
Then
are."
I would suggest finding a different occupation.
Well, I will speak to the sheriff and see what I can do.
Lotus, if your friend keeps their head down, they should be safe.
My friend, yes, my friend, yes. You see her eyes start shifting a little bit. You see the tip of her tail just sort of like thumping the floor somewhat.
Well, if there is anything else I can help you with this evening, please let me know. Otherwise, I don't want to restrict you from your movements around the city.
That is good. I still think you should join us, at least temporarily, as we go to meet up with the others, so that they can get your input on what had happened, and then we can go from there.
Enough. I will do that. I don't mind traveling around the city of Bryn Shander. I should not be in too much danger.
Akia is gonna give Lotus some like some robot squinty eyes, but not say anything about bringing Watto with them. Very well. We should head north. To whatever that place was we said it was. What was the place that we were meeting up? Yeah. We should head back to the North Look Inn.
Alrighty. As you guys exit the back room, you see that the bard has finished up their break and says, "Does anyone have requests? I'm here at the Bouncy Goat, hoping to raise you all spirits." Usually, the bard receives no requests, so he will just continue playing the music that he is playing now.
Akia is in a rush to get out of this place for completely different reasons than Raylan is.
Okay. So you guys are heading back to the North Look Inn to all meet up, so all of the PCs can once again be as one.
Sounds like it.
Okay, the hour has grown dark. The ambient light that is around the city has drawn deeper.
Oh, is it mid-afternoon already?
Yeah, it's now 2 in the afternoon. So yes, you guys all plan to meet back up at the North Look, and your NPC ally Danica Grayseal is waiting there. Hopefully, you guys are here with some Chwingas for her.
From a whole timing standpoint, would Alicia and Gaiman have arrived first here?
I would say yes, because they went to a second location.
And then, yeah, probably just picking up the conversation that they were having with Danica earlier about, the whole religious philosophy, stuff like that. I guess they will mention having gone to Torga's pop-up market, and what they kind of had seen there, and asking if that has gone there.
Yes, it's quite a ripoff, in my opinion. It seems that most goods are overpriced, and it seems that some of the goods might even be stolen. I don't trust that Torga's market.
Oh? It seems...
Yeah.
Well, they were quite nice, I must say. Though, very strange. I didn't realize she needed all that extra security.
Hey, DM, didn't we hear that all the prices were, like, undercutting the regular market?
Yes, you heard that, like, she was doing her best to basically get everyone to buy from her.
Alright, I'm gonna insight check Danica Graysteel for saying that all the prices were too high.
Well, isn't this happening before you get there?
Oh, I don't know.
Your insight check reveals that maybe she was asking for the wrong things. She wasn't asking for hag crystal, that's for sure. She will mention the thing that I always thought was so strange when whenever I've been at Torga's or have seen them come by, is that man that seems to be Her bodyguard.
Is that who it is? I thought that was another associate of hers. You're speaking of the one with the
always
steely
seems
blue
to-
eyes and the scars on his face? Handsome fellow, I must say.
She nods. Yes. Very handsome, but why doesn't he wear a coat?
Oh, that's kind of an important detail. DM, when we were at Torghast, was this dude wearing a coat at all? any type of cold weather gear?
Yeah. No coat, no gloves. No, he was wearing just normal leather boots. He was dressed like a southern sailor.
Okay, I thought this was Southern Sailor with still cold weather gear on, not realizing this was man. This is essentially the equivalent of man in shorts in snow and snowstorm. Okay,
Yes.
that definitely raises an alarm to Alicia. I don't understand. I'm surprised I didn't catch that earlier.
Yeah, that's why I was saying construct.
Okay, now that kind of makes some sense. Well, I have heard of some individuals who have magic through their bloodline, which gives them certain abilities or resistances to things, but I mean, I guess that could be the reason why, but even still, like, it's, pardon my language, cold as fuck out here. That is strange. Even Sybil was wearing cold weather gear.
I know. It's. I don't even know how to explain it. It appears to be human. It's not like he is a white dragon born, like the Lotus.
Or Goliath, like Gaiman. Well, if I go back there, I may want to ask him. Oh, Raylan, Kia, Lotus, I see you've returned.
Yes, and we managed to find the librarian, because unfortunately the library was ransacked by Church of Auril.
You don't say.
And he would be there with you. Drop
sorry.
him on the map. There he is.
Don't say. They
Can you guys hear me okay, or am I
hear you.
You're still
roboting?
breaking up.
But it is much
All
better
right.
than last time. They ransacked the library. Why would... That doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that?
They said that the only thing the city needed to focus on was our devotion to the Frostmaiden, and that these things were ancillary, that the books, the scrolls, the tablets, those things, the library, they were just a distraction.
I wholeheartedly do not agree that extracurricular activities such as reading a book when it is, again, pardon my language, cold as fuck outside would be any harmful to the worship of Auril. Ah, those church. I'm just gonna bite my tongue.
That's what I said. And then, the speaker said, just comply with their demands.
Lotus, the speaker of Friendship. Could you remind me who they are again?
Let me out of character. Let me check the sheet real quick. Yes, that would be Duvessa Shane.
Hmm. Well, I'm assuming. Pardon, I don't think I've introduced myself. Alicia Alpin. Looking at this tabaxi.
Master Watto, the librarian, well, ex-librarian of the Library of Brimshander.
Pleasure to meet you. Fortunate it seems under trying circumstances. So, do we do something about this library business? Guess it's all looped up with the Church of Auril.
The library is completely destroyed. It seems there is not much to do about it. Also, that brings me to another point, Miss Greysteel. The church might not be happy if they found out what you were attempting. We should probably no longer meet in public spaces when discussing certain things.
Is there a different place that we can meet?
Well, I don't know about a different location, but I would probably say if we're going to be discussing any further business of yours, we should probably do it in a private room instead of out in the open.
Well, perhaps I could seek refuge at the House of the Morning Lord. That seems like it could be potentially safer.
Well, that is one option. Church is always willing to help those who seek refuge.
And the church really protect them from the Church of Auril.
I'll be frank. Probably not. But it is an option. I don't think the people would be quite happy if did something to the Church of.
And interesting.
How much power we have against them, I cannot say for certain. They've definitely grown. The Church of Auril has definitely grown in influence. So it's only so much that we are able to. But it's at least refuge for individuals that we can.
Well, it's settled. I will speak to the acolyte at the House of the Morning Lord, and hopefully they have enough room for one more parishioner.
As long as you don't mind banging other from the room above.
Oh no, is there some type of mad scientist that lives there?
You could say something like it. He's mostly harmless, from what I can tell.
All right, well, as long as he's not some sort of mad scientist and plans to, or would plan to use me in his experiment, then it should be fine.
I think you just need to give him a firm no ask, and I think stand. I guess looking at the others, well, we have the item that Miss Greysteel has given to us. There is no of those lights here in Brimshander. Should we go to one of the other settlements and start searching there?
Seems like we have to. I was hoping in the library we would be able to find out more about these creatures, migration habits, that sort of thing, to maybe narrow down the area of searching, but that won't be happening, unfortunately.
Master Watto would lean in. I never quite got an answer. What exactly are you all looking for?
Well, that would be one of the things that we probably should not discuss out in public. Let's just say, local spirits.
Wait, local spirits, you said? I heard a strange rumor. It came from Bremen.
Bremen, you say?
Yes, one of the local drunks there said that they saw a small man riding a fox. Even a halfling would be too big to ride a fox.
Well, that's a lead.
Very well. We should set out immediately.
The librarian nods. Yes, of course. The half-elf looks to you all. That would be Danica, and says, "Is there anything else that I can help you all with, or?"
I would probably just say maybe double check your hypothesis. If what you say is correct, well, very much make you a target church, so you won't be 100% sure of what.
Yes. Salune teaches us to have confidence in times when we are unsure or in times of danger. Be ever present, just like the phases of the moon.
I'd very much like to continue our conversation of our respective, but, well, that'll have to be for another time. It's Graysteel. We'll just give her another. And get up from the chair.
Haynes? Master Watto will look to you all and kind of give you the look like he's going to kind of buckle down here and stay here at the North Look In for now.
Notice, much like before, we'll just gently take a hold of his hand and say, "You stay safe and just be careful of the Church of Auril. You've seen what they've done, and you do not want to get on their bad side."
Indeed, I don't want to find myself floating in the bottom of a lake.
I'm sure anyone looking over at them will notice that Lotus lingers just a little bit longer than normal, just looking into his eyes, and then she sort of catches herself, says like, "Yes, I look forward to seeing you again soon, Master Watto." And then she'll quickly turn back to join the others.
Would you say a passive insight of 15 is enough to notice that there's a little connection there? Okay.
Absolutely.
At least we'll just keep it to themselves. Follow you.
Master Watto himself has a slight blush as you leave away in his cheek.
So yeah, I guess it sounds like we have a lead in Bremen. Did I hear that correctly?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
So I guess we make our way
To the map.
The map. Okay, so you guys are heading out of Bryn Shander, and you are heading to Bremen.
Good question. Where's Bremen?
So,
oh, it's past
Bryn
Targos.
Shander is where you are currently here. Yeah, it is past Targos. So it would be kind of the closest quote-unquote small town towards Bryn Shander, it would only be 2.5 hours by foot. So it's about a half hour past Targos.
Oh, okay. I guess as we're kind of like making our way towards the gate, which will be. Would it make any sense to use this lantern while we're passing by Targos, or?
It could not hurt.
Yes.
One lead in Bremen might not be anything.
It's true. Miss Greysteel said it was only a rumor, so. I mean, rumors generally have some sort of truth behind them, but maybe not get our hopes up. Yeah, I guess we passed by Targos on our way to Bremen.
So, you guys are all currently either resistant to cold damage or wearing your cold weather gear. So you do not need to make constitution checks against the fury of the cold. As you are traveling the road, you are not attacked by any woodland critters or any undead. The only thing that affects you is the darkness and the passage of time. The hour, so we get 2.5 hours forward here. So the time is about 5:15 in the evening when you reach Bremen. The lantern, as you pass Targos, does not glow brilliant green. It remains inert. So you guys would continue going towards Bremen, correct?
Yes,
Because it
correct.
does not light up in Targos.
All right.
You, I assume, left your friend Belarton in Bryn Shander, so he will stay there unless you collected him.
Let's see. Unless he wants to accompany us.
Had he? Yeah, he's a guard of Bryn Shander, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, unless he expressed an interest in going with us, I don't think we would have tried to
Bring him all.
get him to go with us.
Yeah, we weren't adventuring in Bryn Shander with him. He kind of did his own thing once we got to town.
Right. He had to go report to his superiors.
Which, being the Thane of Bryn Shander, I would be sure to give him a 5-star review.
5 stars would rent as guard again.
Absolutely.
So perhaps this is information that Lotus, you're sharing to the party as you guys approach Bremen. Just a little bit of background. Bremen was founded by dwarf prospectors. It sits on the west bank of Mare Dualden at the mouth of the Shangarn River. Bremen's harbors have frozen, requiring fishers to haul their boats across the ice to put them in the lake. Visitors who lack a boat can reach Bremen only by crossing the river, which is frozen over. So you guys, to get to Bremen, will have to walk over this frozen lake.
Oh, great.
Which, it's been 2 years of sub-zero temperature. None of you guys are driving a SUV across it, so you're going to be fine. No one's falling in unless you try to fall in. On a clear day, in the hours that there is light, you could see Targos, Tourmaline, and Lonelywood from the docks of Bremen. If there is one benefit to this everlasting rime, Bremen does not suffer the floods that threatened the town in early summer. That's not to say that the long nights, frigid air, and howling blizzards provide any comforts. They do not. And I think one of my favorite parts of you guys going to the towns is that I can share the standard. The standard of Bremen is a gold circle on a white field with a horizontal blue band extending to the left under the circle, and a flaring blue triangle opening away from the circle on the right.
That's supposed to be symbology of something? Or do they just like the shapes?
Oh man,
Sure.
that is a good question. The gold circle represents treasure found in the wake of local floods. The blue band is representative of the Shamgarn River, and the blue triangle is Mare du Walden. The white field represents snow.
Very interesting.
Nice.
Yes. So, once you guys arrive in Bremen, you discover quite different from Bryn Shander and Targos. They do not have a giant wall around the city. Let me bring you guys to the map. So that you do not find a station of guardsmen. There is no force that you see patrolling the river. This song is so appropriate. It is just a lonely town, secluded in darkness.
Are we? I'll give you a perception roll. 1 second. Perception. Where are you? Yeah, so I'm trying to see if there are any signs of activity, moving torchlights, or anything that would indicate that there's humanoid activity.
Hey, Raylan, as you are walking about, kind of looking, the first thing that sparks your interest as you guys start to approach the outskirts of Bremen is a green, brilliant light coming from your elemental tracking lantern.
Yeah, it's like... Is it like a pulsing light, or does it seem like it gives off directional? I don't have an instruction manual for how this thing works.
Is a continuous green light, but Raylan, your excellent check, you hear yelling coming from a cottage nearby.
Can I tell what direction generally it is?
It is to the northwest. It is a cabin that is slightly displaced from the town buildings that are closer together. It looks more like a residential. Your thumb got cut off. A residential building versus a retail building.
Northwest. Okay. I quietly but very clearly say I hear yelling. Something's wrong, and I look in the general direction where I can hear the sound, and I try to focus just to see if I can pick up any details other than just yelling. I assume that because the elemental radar is going off and I hear yelling, they're related, but I want to just try to I don't know, see what more I can get. So perception or investigation.
So here's what you hear. You hear this voice screaming, "Someone has stolen my forks and my cups! My forks and my cups! What the fuck? Who would steal forks and cups? Did someone take my pie? We're in a blizzard and you're going to steal my pie?"
Raylan's kind of dumbfounded by this.
That's quite peculiar.
Based on the lantern, this might be involved with our target. We should hurry towards the building and see if the light gets any brighter.
We should make a cautious approach.
Yes, we wouldn't want to startle the citizen here.
Or scare off our quarry.
Well, I assume it would be pretty hard to detect us coming up from any amount of distance. You know, just from outside a building.
As you guys start to get closer, you see a woman is outside of her cottage, and she is kicking trees. She's throwing wood against the ground. You see that there is a snowman that has been built next to her house, and she's punching the snowman in the body.
Ah.
Does it seem like this is the person we heard screaming?
Yes, it is the same person.
And I'd like to do an insight check if we're close enough to see if this person seems to be acting in a manner that would indicate she has lost her mind or is not herself.
Or is an elemental in disguise?
The elemental lantern, as you approach, is starting to grow brighter as you get closer to this building and to this woman.
Huh.
But yes, you can make an insight check on this woman's behavior.
That's interesting that it's still getting brighter.
You think that she is pissed off, but you don't think that she has lost her mind.
She's punching the snowman.
She says, "I want my cups back! Where are they?"
How is the snowman holding up?
It seems that she has made a terrible mistake punching the snowman because of the cold weather. The snow is hard packed, and her attacks are dealing little to no damage to the snowman. It seems she did not spec into unarmed attacks.
She's doing bludgeoning damage to herself.
Mm-hmm. A combination
Lotus,
of bludgeoning and cold.
Lotus will speak up and say, I don't think the snowman's going to make a very effective sparring
I also
partner
don't
for
think
you.
it's going to give you any actual answers.
She turns around and she says, "Who? Who's goes
Just
there?"
some travelers.
Do you require assistance with the destruction of that snowman? And a little lighter will come out of Akia's wrist.
She says, "No, what I need is my cups and my forks and my plates and all of my good china back." She says, "Do you want to come in out of the cold and you can do some investigating?"
I'm sorry. Fucking token mold. the adjective.
It'd be like that. Though. She says, come in. And she tries to hurry you guys into her home. Does anyone elect to stay outside?
I will whisper to whatever member is closest to me that this is highly suspicious that we're being invited in randomly. That just a big group of strangers being randomly invited
I
into
find
their
it
house.
suspicious as well, but we are groups, so it happened.
There is
as you all-
safety in numbers.
As you all come into Elva's home, she introduces herself. She says, "Some damn ghost or spirit has been opening my windows, letting in a draft and cold and chills." She says, "Look at the place, it's a mess. They've been knocking things over, and my best plates, forks, spoons have gone missing."
Interesting, and Lotus will be chronicling this in her notebook and say, "How long has this been going on?"
Says, "The last few nights I've been having just the windows open up randomly while I've been trying to sleep."
That is quite strange.
Is the lantern going full tilt now?
Oh, it's gotten a little brighter since you've gotten in here. And you've gotten closer to this location.
Alicia will look around the place, seeing the disarray that this woman talking about.
Well, it's a good thing we came by. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am the White Lotus, Thane of Bryn Shander.
Hey, you're the White Lotus? I've heard about you. Is it true what they say?
It depends. What have they been saying about me?
Well, I'm sorry if this makes me sound like a gossip, but they said that you have an ancient artifact with you, a portal to the very weave itself.
Hearing this, Lotus will perk up and say, I used to have something like that with me. I hope to reclaim it someday."
Oh, well, that's interesting that it's even partly right. You know, everyone in Tin Town is quite the gossiper.
Well, one must find something to entertain themselves amongst the misery of the cold weather.
And she nods. She says, "Well, you all have free reign. Please look around. I just want my windows to stop opening."
I'd like to ask Gaiman to stand next to the other door in case the creature tries to make a run for it out of the house, but I'm not sure if they can hear me.
Gaiman will say, they spoke to me that their just data is not working. "Oi, let me go stand over there, just in case."
And I'll wait by this door, just sort of block it in case it. Are there any windows?
Yeah, so this door that Gaiman is standing next to, it is actually more of a window, but it uses the door icon because it can just open and shut. That's just how nice of a window it is.
Yeah.
Did Danica give us kind of like a description of these Chwingas and what they're supposed to be like? I think she did.
Well, tell you this, Akia got a 26 on their knowledge roll for Chwingas, so whatever you want to know.
Okay. I guess these are like very miniature, like nature spirits, right? Would they leave like footprints or like tracks or anything around where they've been? That's what Alicia is gonna start looking for. Like if this thing has been scampering around this house.
Okay, I would like the group. Each member can give me investigation or perception check as you guys look for clues. Gaiman is just going to be on the lookout for
So with perception.
stuff.
Ooh, 19.
Instead of rolling, could I spend that time ritually casting Detect Magic?
Sure. Let's see here. Alicia and Raylan, even with your numbers, you could potentially succeed with your thing that I don't think we've used in 2 sessions because we've just been role playing like champs.
Oh, I guess I could. Expert. It's a bardic inspiration at their current level, right? 76.
Yep. D6. Can you imagine if it started at like a D4?
That'd be bad.
That'd be guidance.
All right. 11.
Okay, so you guys have succeeded your group check because more than half of you succeeded. As you guys are looking around, Lotus, you notice tiny little footprints on the windowsill through the window.
Lotus will walk up to the window, say, just look and she'll do the thing where she'll just sort of like kneel down and just sort of get at eye level and just say like, I think I see, it's like small little footprints here on the windowsill. And look, see?
So we'll join you. I guess you have. And it looks like these tracks are leading outside the house or all over the house.
They are leading outside the track, and as you guys are looking around, you notice that there are several sets of these tiny little footprints leading down and out the house.
Perhaps if we follow them, we might find one of the things we're looking for. She'll just say it like very quietly, just so that the others can hear.
Sounds good to me.
Very well.
Miss
Sounds like we got Chwingas to find. Damon will say.
Miss Alva. It seems you are correct. Something may have been taking some of your cutlery, other items. If we find anything further, we'll let you know.
She says, "Oh well, thank you, and if you guys find it, please bring it back."
Just give her an. I guess start looking outside the house and start following these tracks.
Yeah, and you guys, as you come around to this side of the house, you see that there are actual little footprints in the snow.
Miss Lotus, we might need more light.
Ah, yes. So she will go ahead and tap the Lotus mark here, say her magic words, but he's got a little light under the sun, and cast a light.
This lantern's actually giving off, right?
Yes, it is.
Raylan gestures kind of awkwardly at Alicia, Ikea, and Lotus, and points through the thickets past a gaggle of other footprints at some creatures that she can see in the woods. Try not to make a sound, but clue everyone in that they are not yet aware of us, that we know of. Can you see them? Turn that light off.
Ah, yes. Here, she'll quickly extinguish the light.
Right there. They're maybe 30 feet? 40 feet away?
Sort of crouching down beside you, she'll just silently nod.
Anyone know how to catch a Chwinga?
DM with my knowledge roll, can I still write on that and ask how would you go about catching a Chwinga?
You guys can see, or Raylan, you can see, this is what the Chwingas are currently doing.
It's like a giant pine cone, but I assume that's like a pile of house stuff on a giant plate. How
Looks
big are these things?
They're like 6
Yeah.
inches tall.
Well,
I
that's
think
a
those
fork,
are to
and that's a
scale.
knife.
That's a normal
Okay.
pine cone.
Yeah, I think that.
Normal cutlery.
Yeah. Kind of looks like they're gonna have a feast, and they wanted some nice cutlery, so that they chow down on their pine cone.
All right, I'm going to attempt to explain what I am seeing in great detail, and I think I do an okay job of painting the picture of these tiny little critters with cutlery, and they look like they're about to have a feast on a pine cone. I don't understand why, but that is what is happening.
Should we surround them?
We want to make sure they don't get away. I'd say that's probably our best bet.
Yeah, how do we catch them? Like, do we have anything to put them in? Can we shove them in our packs? How do you... I fear that as soon as we get close, they'll run away.
I have multiple pouches and some rope. I believe we can just grab them.
Let's see. How far away are they? They're in
Uh,
range.
I think I'm gonna try and actually I'm not very sneaky.
Raylan is going to roll the dice here and cast a spell on, let's see, target this guy and use the command spell and use the command word come. So it needs to make a wisdom save or follow the command on its next turn.
Okay. Alright, so you cast command. Let me make a wisdom save for the Chwinga.
Oh man.
As you cast the spell on the Chwinga turns to you as you say come, and it looks to you all, and it starts to pantomime in the air, you guys coming over as it pretends to pull out a chair. So it's pantomiming, come here, and it's like pulling out chairs around its the seats or the table that it has set.
I believe we are being invited to their meal.
Alicia will start slowly approaching.
Sounds like a bad idea. I let Alicia and Ikea take the lead. I will follow behind them begrudgingly.
Yeah, Lewis
Keeping
will cautiously
distant.
follow.
So, as you guys start to approach, this Chwinga pantomimes walking to seats around the table and pulls out an invisible chair for you to sit on.
Akia will sit in the chair.
Alicia will do the same.
Lotus will same and just sort of like awkwardly say, thank you. Not sure if they can understand her.
The Chwinga bows. It sits down. This Chwinga stands up, and it has a teapot. And it starts to pour from the teapot invisible tea into invisible cups to each person sitting around the table, and then sits down.
Then Alicia will take the invisible teacup, say thank you. From her, I guess, general insight, does this kind of seem similar to like kids when they're playing like house? Okay.
Yes.
Then yes, she will 100% follow along with these childlike creatures. And will be in like take a sip of the imaginary teacup and will be like, delicious. And we'll give them a nod.
And,
They do happen to be serving my favorite flavor of tea.
So we'll go along with it as well as be like, ooh, yes, a nice Earl Grey, very smooth.
You see, that was a joke because I do not drink.
I figured as much. Oh, didn't mean to hit that.
This Chwinga stands up and walks maybe 5 to 10 feet away, and it pulls down, or pantomimes pulling down something, and it pulls an object out of what appears to be an oven, looks down and starts to blow, and then brings it to the table and starts to slice people slices from this imaginary object that it's brought to the table. So the question is, do you guys all partake in eating the invisible food served to you by the Chwinga?
Alicia definitely will. Rations include jerky, dried fruit, hardtack, and nuts. Can we say that one of the rations that Alicia has on her is like nuts and berries and stuff like that, like a trail mix? And she'll kind of like split that ration amongst everyone here to kind of add to this pie in quotation marks.
Absolutely.
Alright, I'll mark off a ration.
Lotus will pretend to dig into the pie and say like, oh, strawberry and rhubarb. Oh, so kind of you. I haven't had one of these since I last saw my grandmother.
And how does Akia respond?
This is my favorite type of food. The ones that people don't try to force me to eat. With no mouth.
The Chwingas begin to clap excitingly.
Alicia will kind of look down at, yes, one of them that's next to her. Will be like, this is quite the tea party you all have set up, but why are you all out here? Do you like being out in the snow?
It looks to you, kind of like scratches its head, and it picks up the pine cone that was on the plate, and it breaks off one of the nodules from the pine cone, and it hands it to you.
Oh, a gift? Why, thank you. She'll kind of nod and accept it.
It looks to you, and it does like a little spin in the snow, almost like a little dance. These guys are so cute. As it does that, the Chwinga standing next to you, Lotus, takes a step closer and hands you a small pebble.
Oh, why, thank you. And she'll take it and... Let me see. I think I might be able to offer a little something. She reaches in and here, and she'll take out one of the hand-rolled cigarettes and hand it over. These are very precious to me, so, but you may have one.
You see the Chwinga, as it takes the cigarette, it puts the cigarette in its mouth, and it pretends to light the cigarette trying to light it with a match.
She'll give a bit of a smile, take one out for herself, put it in her mouth, and then, just like before, do the snap, snap, and on the third snap, prestidigitation, light her own.
It holds the cigarette up so that you can light its cigarette with yours.
And she does the same thing, and just says like, I can never seem to get it on the first snap. It always takes 3 of them.
I don't know whether to say this is cute or a little bit disturbing that these childlike creatures understand smoking.
As this Chwinga is smoking, this one is dismantling the pine cone to give to Alicia. The third Chwinga looks over to you, Akia. Akia, it hands you a fork.
I'll accept the fork. Thank you.
It does a similar spinning gesture. Alicia, you're getting me the feeling that these creatures do not have a language that they speak, that they communicate in these
Like
type
through
of gestures.
pantomiming and gestures and charades and stuff like that, right? Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Akia eats the pie.
They are kind of just with childlike wonder looking up to you guys. Do you ask them anything, or do you kind of just like sit and enjoy the peaceful moment? You don't have to think
Alicia will
about
kind
the
of
pool.
enjoy the peaceful moment for a bit, kind of like being amused by these creatures. But then also kind of remembering that Danica wanted to kind of like understand and study them. We have a friend back in Bryn Shander who's very curious about you, about your kind. Would you be willing to travel with us so you can meet them?
The creatures all kind of like look to one another, and they're putting their hands on their chins. One of them pantomimes pulling out like a book, like it's checking its schedule. And they all look to one another, they nod, and all 3 of them nod an excited yes to you that they will come with you.
Oh, well, perfect. Alicia has an extra lamp not the one that was to kind of track. Would that be a sufficient carrying device for these three?
As you're maybe considering that, the three Chwingas each try to scamper up your guys' shoulders.
Well, I guess that works too.
I'll look at the one on my shoulder and ask, do you have a name, little one?
It looks at you and kind of, It doesn't make any noise, and it kind of shrugs like it doesn't know doesn't know its name.
You know, I know of someone from my home. It's a rather interesting sort of character. You kind of remind me of him. How about I call you... let's see here. Sure. Bushi. You'll be Bushi.
It looks at you and it signals thumbs up that it shall go by Bushi.
Gives a little nod and then takes a drag from her cigarette. Glad that we were able to solve this peacefully.
She will nod in agreement. I guess look at the one that's on top of their head. Like, Flatta? Yeah, Flatta. I think that's an alright name. I'm horrible at this thing.
Alright, so resident Chwinga is now Flatta. Okay, and the interactive Chwinga, it was quite interactive, is now Bushi. The final Chwinga looks at you, Akia, like, what should my name be?
Name me, father.
These Chwinga do not have a spoken language. It might be nice to have a gesture that you can use even when you can't communicate. And Akia will hopefully this is okay, Diem. I was thinking like he could do like a sign language for, he doesn't actually know sign language, but if we can gloss over that, sign language for Chwinga, and then that gesture would be its name.
Okay. I'm laughing because we're trying to teach my son certain sign language, like more, all done, milk. So I'm envisioning that is what's happening right now.
And then this Chwinga would be able to use its own name, even though it can't speak.
I love that. It does the sign back.
This is your name. It means Chwinga in our language.
It looks to you and it nods, and then it signs back.
Now that we are friends and we will be traveling back to Bryn Shander, we should return the nice lady's utensils.
I agree. It is nice that you all were able to have a tea party out here, but probably not steal next time. So
They put their hands on their hips.
So I guess you can't really vocalize when you want something. That makes it.
The Chwinga that has a sign language for name puts its hands together that look like duck beaks, and it starts touching them together.
It wants Pringles.
Which is the sign for more. Alrighty. So, any other business? Are you guys just returning the
Stolen goods.
the stolen goods and then leaving?
I don't know if we have any other business here in the.
It's not. We're not so far away. It's only like 4 hours away, so there's probably not like any trade routes that we need to look into.
What do you have in mind?
Well, you know, when you travel to a town, you gotta pick up whatever's needed in Bryn Shander. Whatever they got cheap here is expensive in Bryn Shander. That's what we gotta buy.
Right.
But it's only 4 hours away. You can see it from here.
Probably can't see much of
So.
anything right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And would it be wise to travel this time of day?
Did we need to pick up a fish? It would get late. It would be very late when we got back. Especially if we had to stop for any reason. So maybe we should camp here for the day.
And go back to Bryn Shander in the morning?
Probably. It would get very late.
I would definitely like to avoid traveling in the dark. Don't want to risk running into those, and she visibly shudders, critters again.
It's always
pretty much
dark.
dark for
Yeah.
all day except for 2 hours. But I understand what you mean.
Lotus, as you say, I would hate to run into.
Oh, God
those
damn
critters.
it.
You hear a voice say, "Well, well, well." As you hear soft crunching of snow. And through the thicket, you see the face of an adorable fox. You see and smell the fur of a wet brown bear. You hear the antlers drag against the trees. Whoops, that was the bear again. Sorry. Of an elk. The chittering of a squirrel, a porcupine, and a raccoon. That fox says, "I told you we'd see each other again."
I'm still not interested in joining your festivities. Please depart.
The fox says, "Not everything is about you, now is it? We're not here for you this time. We're here for those little 6-inch creatures."
Also, not happening.
Well, I can't take no for an answer this time. They're mine. The Chwingas start to grab you guys, and they are shaking as they're holding on, terrified.
Can't have that now.
Which direction are they in?
They are to your south.
Just in the darkness.
That's their move.
All right, are we rolling initiative?
I guess so. Let me roll initiative for these
like-
Christmas
Yeah.
critters.
Lotus would do a prestidigitation just to make her voice boom out and say, like, "You critters want to dance? All right. Let's
I
dance."
guess I'll uncover the lantern and give more light.
I guess this tea party took more than 10 minutes.
Yes. You guys were like, man, we're gonna get out of having to fight these like weird Christmas
I
critters,
didn't
aren't
think
we?
that was gonna happen. I just didn't think they. I didn't think they'd
I
just
don't know
show
about
up so
that,
soon.
It's like they've been dogging you guys this whole time.
Oh shit!
Okay, here we go. We're gonna start this fight. And it looks like Alicia has won the initiative.
Oh my! That is more of them than I anticipated. Let's just gonna move to a better location. Let's see. Squirrel, fox, elk. Well, the bear is probably one of the biggest targets on the field. The elk next to that. I think he's going to. Where is this? Alright, yeah, definitely. She's gonna target it with a sacred flame.
Hey, Sacred Flame on the bear. It'll
Horrible.
attempt a deck save. The bear nimbly dodges out of the way.
Well, that's unfortunate. I don't really have much else for bonus action. Well, I didn't do any damage. I guess. Well, gaming is technically part of this.
Oh yeah.
I guess I would pass the gaming, so he can get angry.
Let me undo activization. Alright. Gaiman goes, "Rrr, I'm gonna get mad." That's my best game. I'm sorry. They are definitely gonna run a rage. Right, and the barbarian will run up, and he's a Goliath barbarian. In Icewind Dale, I think he would want to attack the bear. And I have now come to know that Gaiman has named all of his weapons.
Oh yeah, he said something about Lucille. I think that's his axe. I think that's what he uses.
Oh yeah. So he'll swing Lucille. Oh, shit. So he swings Lucille the Great Axe at the Icewind Dale Brown Bear. You guys hear a kerchunk as the weapon digs deep into the bear's flesh. The bear, as a reaction, will use its vicious reprisal. And I believe a 12 will miss Gaiman's. But yeah, that's no problem. Okay, so the bear is gonna steal because it got damaged. Okay, you guys hear the bear roar in response because it just got kerplunked. It is going to be reckless. Is this bear a barbarian? I guess we'll find out. It's going to be reckless. It's going to target your guys' friend Gaiman and bite it. Thanks to his barbarian range, only 2. Okay. The bear will pass to the porcupine. The porcupine screams out, "Don't worry, Foxy, Foxy. Porcupiney, Porcupiney will take care of these cretins." And the porcupine will run forward. And the porcupine is going to use its quill volley. So it's going to use its action to make a ranged attack against any number of creatures within 10 feet.
10 misses Raylan.
So
10 will miss me as well.
Either way, it can only shoot at 2 of you guys, because you guys aren't that clumped together. So it shoots at Raylan, misses. It's going to make a shot at the Lotus with a quill launch.
Oh, it's separate attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that will hit for 2.
And then it will just be aggressive and run up closer to you guys. And Lotus, would you like to steal, as you've just been shot by a porcupine?
Yes, I will go ahead and steal. I definitely need to get out of here. Alright. I still have my reaction, so yeah, I will go ahead and attempt to move away. Trigger attack of opportunity. So move here. Alright, in that case, I will go ahead and burn first level spell slot and reaction for shields. Nope.
It attacks your shield and bounces off.
Just bring up the ethereal plate armor shield over my head. Here. Yeah, as I do, I will go ahead and turn on my heel and attempt a fastball pitch of firebolts at Porcupine and say, like, catch this, quill face.
Shit.
Yes!
Hey, you hit it for 10 damage. And let's see here, let me just read this ability. Okay. It activates its vicious reprisal and misses Raylan as it gets shot by your firebolt. And the Chwinga is on your shoulder.
I'll move over a little bit so I can take cover behind Kia. And let's see here. Since it already took its turn, I will then go ahead and pass to Akia.
All right. Let's see how far I can get. Yeah, I'm going to actually run around it completely to sort of block Raylan from getting attacked by these other things. And I'm going to, just because I've never used it before, I'm going to take an attack at it with Good Mead.
Okay, so you're making an attack. Alright, as you attack, a creature that touches the creature or hits it with a melee attack while within 5 feet takes piercing damage equal to the creature's threat level as you get stabbed with its porcupine quills.
Okay. Ouch.
So you deal 4 points of damage, and it is bloodied. You have made the creature angry.
Alright, that's my turn. I'll pass to. Has Alicia already gone? They went first. Okay, I'll pass to Ray.
Okay, so I've seen this thing launch some quills and make some bite attacks, and feel like it's fairly well occupied, and it's already used up its reaction, so I think I can move away from it safely while it's preoccupied, and will target it with an Eldritch Blast.
Ooh. 18 will hit the Icewind Dale porcupine.
And
as it explodes,
it also gets knocked back 10 feet, so I guess it'll blow up not on IKEA.
yeah, it goes this way. Ooh.
Yeah, 10 feet away from me, and so splatters its guts all over this tree. And then I will use the rest of my movement to, so I think I move what? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 feet, so I'll move 10 feet just to get closer to see what's going on with Gaiman. And let me see, what is the initiative at? Who hasn't gone
all
yet?
Enemies.
Okay, well then I guess they can steal.
Okay, the raccoon will go next. Okay, you just check. Okay, you see the raccoon starts bundling up snow in its hand, and it ducks and weaves kind of behind this tree as it does its nimble escape. You take the hide action. Oof, I think even a 10, everyone sees it. But it targets Gaiman, and then it throws a snowball at his back. So the 16 hits Gaiman for 7 points of cold damage.
Nice animation.
Thank you. He is resistant. But because Gaiman is within 5 feet of one of the raccoon's allies, he takes sneak attack damage. Let's see, and it will just move up into the tree 10 feet, and that will be it for the raccoon. As it is clacking its fingers together. Let's see, we will pass to the squirrel. The squirrel is going to disengage with nimble escape. And it is going to move to here. Let's see. It is going to use its acorn volley against Alicia and... That's exactly right. Alicia and Raylan. Because I think it can hit both you guys with its acorn volley. So that's a 16 for 2 against Alicia, which misses.
Just shy.
Then it throws an acorn at Raylan.
That hits.
Raylan, a razor sharp acorn pops you. How
Yep.
do you react?
It thunks off of my overshield, and I just look at where it came from and point a hand at it.
Absolutely. The squirrel goes to there. The elk. You see the elk kind of do one of these maneuvers as it is trying to get to the other side of Gaiman. As it is reckless it's going to ram into Gaiman's back. That is it for the fluffy elk. Alright, so the fox. As a master of tactics, it's going to give the raccoon the help action. Giving an advantage on its next attack. And then it's going to use its commander ability. And it's just going to have the raccoon attack immediately against Akia. So Akia, here comes a snowball.
Ouch.
And Akia, this was an attack at advantage, so... it hit you with the sneak attack. Okay, so we, going into round 2, Akia, do you want to steal?
Yes, I'll steal.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. Akia, you're going to start the round of round 2 in our next game, which will be not the 30th, but the 6th, when we can have everyone back.
Got 2 weeks.
All right.
Okay, in 2 weeks, because we have some people who are doing stuff for New Year's, some people are, and that's a-okay. So, everybody, this was session 4 of Rime and the Frostmaiden. If you have any critiques, ways that we can make the session better, please let me know. That can be publicly or privately. The game is all about us having a good time and having fun, so if there's anything that's an issue, please let me know. I want to just have the most open communication possible.
Thank you
Yes,
for
thank you.
hosting.
Thanks for running the game.
My pleasure. So
Yeah.
next week we'll run the one shot. So my goal for probably tomorrow and the day after is send you guys the Forge link so we can run that game.
All right.
Right, and we're probably good to
Yep.
cut the stream here.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Catch you on the next one, which will be in 2023.
Yes, it will.